The Wall Street Journal finds the Democratic Party's favorability rating is at its lowest point in 35 years. Just 33% of voters say they approve, and Republicans are trusted more on many key issues.
There is no way to spin this, and I've been spending several hours trying to figure out what I would do, and I'm just going to own it. It's a very low on favorability, and it's been low in several polls. And NBC had a very low one. Fox had slightly less low as the Wall Street Journal. But obviously it's an issue.
That's Jessica Tarlov speechless after discovering that her party's approval ratings are as fried as her voice. And this time there is no way she can spin it. Welcome to Nerk News, I'm Nerkish, and it looks like Democrats are officially out of gas, ideologically, electorally, and emotionally. Because when paid propagandists like Jessica Tarlov start sounding like a sad NPR pledge drive, you know Democrats are in trouble. I mean, this is what happens when you spend years pushing garbage policies and trying to pretend that the public doesn't notice. Here's Jesse Waters and Kellyanne Conway rubbing it in Tarlov's face.
Point out one other thing. President Trump in this poll is significantly more popular now at this point in the term than he was in the first term. So the Democrats who try to tell themselves like everything's fine because he's actually declining in polls, with some numbers maybe that's true, but overall he's still much stronger than he was even in the first term.
I'm going to rub the poll in Jessica's face in a second, because this is all the context you need. The American people think Republicans are doing a better job than Democrats at handling the economy, inflation, illegal immigration, foreign policy, tariffs, and the Ukraine war.
Yep.
Okay, let's continue. There's a 20-point jump in Americans saying the country is headed in the right direction than last summer, when who was president? Joe Biden. The Republicans are viewed more favorably than Democrats by double digits. Americans like ICE more than Democrats. They like Elon Musk more than the Democrats. Americans like RFK Jr. more than the Democrats. And Trump has a 46% approval rating, which is more than Barack Hussein Obama and Joe Biden, their averages.
I'm not going to go through it, but take a look at the Fox News poll, and then you won't feel so hot.
I don't think the Democrats suffer from a message-er problem. They suffer from a message problem. They're bereft of ideas. I think that the Democrats have suffered, Dana, an erosion of trust with the American public, an implosion of their base. And remember all the people who would tell the Republican Party for years, you must move to the center, you must moderate, you must stop the right-wing people, this, that, and the other, you must get rid of your extremes. You know who was telling us that? The Democrats. And they went all the way to the hard left. And the answer, it turns out, was Donald Trump and his policies. This is a guy who's doing peace deals, tax deals, trade deals, like a single man getting the job done.
You know, the so-called experts told us for years that the path to victory was to stay quiet, stay moderate, and never fight back. That wasn't advice. It was a strategy to keep conservatives passive and demoralized. I mean, people like Jessica have built careers pretending to understand the right, but the truth is they don't have a clue what motivates them. They live in echo chambers where everything is filtered through Trump derangement syndrome and elite groupthink. And judging by these polls, it's not just the right they misunderstand anymore, it's their own base. When the numbers collapse this hard, it means the left doesn't even know what the left wants anymore. Here's Scott Jennings laying out exactly which insane positions drag them into this hole.
Democrats, because of the Biden presidency, because they lied about Joe Biden's condition, because they lied to the country about the inflationary impacts of his policies, have dug themselves the deepest hole they've ever been in the history of their party. That's number one. Number two, cultural radicalism. I mean, when the hills you're willing to die on are boys and girls sports, paying for transgender surgeries of inmates, which Kamala Harris had in the last election. When you're willing to die on these hills, when you're willing to go and say Maryland man unfairly deported back to his home country, I mean, when you're willing to die on all these 80-20 hills, eventually your approval rating will wind up, I'm no mathematician, but around 20.
Yeah, exactly.
They're getting there. And so this hole they've dug themselves in, like if I can't trust you not to put a boy in my daughter's locker room, why would I talk to you about taxation policy or inflation or tariffs or anything else? You're trying to put a boy in my girl's locker room.
That's right.
Why?
You know, Jennings is right. It's almost like they picked every losing issue just to oppose Trump. Men and girls sports, DEI quotas, open borders, stuff normal people never ask for. I mean, it's not strategy, it's spite. And now their approval's in the basement because voters are tired of the noise. Here's Frank Luntz spelling out what that smug attitude is costing them.
He seems to have made the calculation that the old Michelle Obama line, when they go low, we go high, is naive and doesn't work. And that Democrats feel like they're getting their butts kicked by Donald Trump. And so they need to give those same tactics back. And it could be great to be so principled and nuanced and all the rest of that, but we're losing and that the country is at stake. And so we need to punch them in the face harder than they're punching us. I mean, that seems to be the calculus right now.
And that's the strategy. And you cannot out-Trump Donald Trump. It will not work. It's why the Democratic Party has its lowest numbers nationwide that it's ever had. More people resent them, oppose them, refuse to vote for them than ever before. And there are three groups that have left them. Younger voters that were so pro-Democratic hate this negativity, and younger men are looking to the Republican Party. The second group, Latinos. Twice as many Latino voters as African American voters, almost twice as many, soon to be twice as many. And once again, a plurality of Latino men voted for Trump. Never happened before. And the third is organized labor, unions, where they look, and the Democrats in an organizational way have been a part of labor for years. These voters look to them and say, why are you talking about transgender? Why are you bringing up the social issues that aren't part of our lives? Why aren't you focusing on us? Three groups that are essential to the Democratic coalition that have left them. And they're not Republican. They're not even Trump, although they voted for him. But they're giving the other side a try. And none of this negativity and none of this punching them in the face is going to bring them back.
You know, Luntz gets it. The smug bitterness of a Stephen Colbert or Jasmine Crockett doesn't move voters, it repels them. People are sick of being talked down to by elites who act like sarcasm is a policy platform. I mean, Trump punches back because he has to. For decades, Republicans ran milquetoast candidates who got smeared as monsters anyway. Voters want answers, not attitude. But let me know what you think. Are Democrats finally paying the price for pushing radical nonsense and ignoring the actual problems people care about? Let me know in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel. That stuff really does help us out. Until then, this has been Nerk News. Thanks for watching. Bye.